Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making chicken fried steak with country gravy. Alright, I'm starting on a freezer bag. I have 2 cups of flour. Now we're going to season this up. I'm going to start by putting in a teaspoon of salt. And this is going to be the breading for our chicken fried steak. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder. Make sure not to use garlic salt because we already put salt in. A teaspoon of paprika, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Alright, I'm going to seal this up and shake it to get all them spices mixed through the flour. Now in a container I have 4 eggs, and I'm going to season this with some of my McCormick's Himalayan pink salt, black pepper, and garlic seasoning. If you don't have this, just put a little bit of seasoning that you put in the flour and the egg wash. I'm going to put about a teaspoon in because we want our steaks to be well seasoned. And I'm going to go ahead and scramble these. Alright, now I have some cube steaks here. I'm going to go ahead and dip them in that flour first. And guys, I cannot believe the cost of these steaks. It was $19 for this pack of steaks. It should be against the law. And then I'm going to dip them in that seasoned egg wash. And I have a skillet over here that's preheated with about 1/4 of an inch of vegetable oil in it. I'm going to dip this back in the flour. And I'm going to get them in that oil. You don't want your oil too hot because your steaks will brown too fast and they won't cook through. And you don't want it too cool because your breading will get soggy. So about medium-high to medium will do just fine. I'm going to go ahead and get my steaks in here and get them all fried up. I'm going to do them probably for about 3 or 4 minutes per side. And these steaks are big enough that I'm only going to be able to do 2 or 3 at a time. Now that my steak is done, I drained off all of my oil except for about 2 tablespoons. And I turned my heat off just for now so this can cool down a little bit because it's hot, really hot. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of flour. We're going to make the gravy. And what we're doing is we're making a roux with that oil and the flour. I just want to stir that around for a minute just till the flour taste cooks out of the flour. Now I'm going to slowly whisk in 2 cups of milk, and this is just cold milk from the refrigerator. Once I get this all in here, I'll turn my heat back on to low. See, what you want to do is you want to temper your pan at first so that milk doesn't scorch. Alright. I'm going to turn my heat on and then we're going to season this gravy. Get rid of this cup. I'm going to turn my heat on to medium-high. And I'm going to start by adding some black pepper in. Go for about a half teaspoon of black pepper. We don't want it too peppery, then it'll get a little hot. And as this heats up and starts to simmer, it will thicken from the flour. Let me grab a spoon so we can add our salt. I can taste it for seasoning. Okay, I'm going to start with a teaspoon of salt. Not a whole lot because there's some of that flour, seasoned flour in there from the breading. And the little black bits from the pan, that's normal to have that in there. That's added flavor. Let me go ahead and taste that for salt. Still needs a little more. I'm going to add another teaspoon in. Stir that in. You don't want to go slow because you can always add extra, but you can't take away if you overdo it. And as this simmers, it'll reduce a little bit and that salt will intensify in there. Give that a taste. That's tasting good about there. I don't want to put any more in because, like I said, as that thickens up and it reduces, the salt will intensify. So we're going to let that simmer for a little while and start to thicken up. Alright, my gravy's nice and reduced and thickened as promised. This is ready to go. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate and see what we got. I went ahead and served that gravy over top the chicken fried steak. And I made some cheese and bacon mashed potatoes to go with it. Let me get in here and try this steak. See, the steak is cooked through. Dip some in that gravy. Steak is well seasoned. The steak is tender. The breading gives you a little bit of crisp. That gravy is creamy, well seasoned. Guys, that's really easy, really delicious. Chicken fried steak with country gravy. Thanks for watching and supporting me. And remember, love what you eat and eat what you love.